you had an outstanding night the other night at Bellator, 3 wins. The Khabib family, obviously Khabib, Usman, and Umar are now 55-0 together combined. That's pretty damn solid. And then Islam won. So can you take me through the night, just briefly, like what it was like being in their corners and having 3 guys win again, and just the fact that we're one of the original teams in the sport and we're still going 3-0 in major shows like that, and having big fights in the big show too. So it's like,
yeah. Well, Khabib himself personally in the UFC and big Bellator, I think this year he's like, him working the corners, he's like 8-0,
wow,
7-0, 8-0. He hasn't lost, bro.
Wow,
he's had nothing but wins.
Undefeated as a corner, man. Jesus,
I've had losses, with some of my other guys,
yeah.
but I can honestly say that my last loss that I had was someone that I actually worked with the one-on-one with the mitts, was DC and Miocic. That's the last loss I had. Since that point, I haven't lost with any of my guys that I personally trained. All my guys that I have are undefeated. That I still have right now, they're all undefeated. All the guys that I train. So yeah, that's really good. Khabib is an amazing coach. There's some areas that he's still learning. That's why he has me on board as the Eagles MMA head coach, because he's learning, and he has mutual respect, mutual love for me. So he put me in a position that I gladly accepted, and now we're together, So that fight there, Gaji was our first fight out, and he fought this Manuel. I know, is it Manuel Moro? Daniel Moro,
not sure the
right?
name, yeah.
I forgot the guy's name. It is Muro, the guy, Muro, Muro. And really, really tough guy, real tough guy. And sorry, got him wrong, completely wrong. That was Usman's fight. Gaji's fight was the other guy that
that's right.
You
got me
what do you call
it?
What's his name? The great one, the great the wrestler, the kid, the wrestler that was doing great, and now he's back on track. God, why you have both brain farts? So let's go to Usman first, then I'll come back. I'll go down. So Usman fought this Moro kid, and I knew
who's tough as shit.
Usman looked. I know he's super tough, super tough, and I knew how good he was. And the game plan with him was do whatever you want. I told him you're gonna be spectacular, so whatever you want to do, go and do it. So he wanted to show people he had a ground game, and he wanted to show people he had a stand-up game, which everybody kind of knew he already did, but nobody really saw his ground game. So he showed a great ground game, and he capped it off with a great knee that hit him upper part of the chest. Right. It was a beautiful knee, and we saw his opponent in the elevator, and he said that, man, he goes, I didn't realize how handicapped I was because I couldn't do anything to you. He didn't say the words handicap, but he said I couldn't do anything. You were ahead of me every department. I couldn't do nothing. I felt helpless. And he didn't say helpless either, but I'm just using my reference.
I got you.
So he did that situation there, and he's good on the mic. Usman's good on the mic, and he's learning the English. He's getting better at it. So he did fantastic there. I was very proud of him. And then we got Islam Mabadov, who's now 20-1, and he fought the former champ, whose only loss before that
Chandler
was to Michael Chandler. Mm-hmm. He only lost to Michael Chandler in a title fight, and then on the rematch, he Ben Primus, right? He basically took the title from Chandler. Chandler in the rematch got him back. So Chandler was the only one that had beaten this kid up to that point. And Islam showed what a superior ground game he has, and nobody expected. I shouldn't say nobody, because a lot of people know how good Khabib is on the ground. The whole team, they're all good on the ground. Right. That's one thing. The one thing that people, I guess, are getting to understand now, they're good strikers too.
Yeah.
So Islam showed he could strike too, and but the game was mostly on the ground. It was not an exciting fight at all, but it was a fight that really you have to ask yourself. The judging has to change, because there should in no way have been a split decision. Yeah. It was clearly Islam's fight. But again, when you got judges that don't belong judging MMA fights, or judges that don't belong judging boxing matches, it kind of sucks, because listen, these people come in, they work for the state athletic commission. These aren't people that are skilled at boxing or martial arts of any type. These are people that work for the State Athletic Commission. So, and they're not necessarily fans of the sport. They just got a job. That's their job.
Yeah.
You know, so they get appointed and they come in and I'm sorry, but, you know, a lot of them suck. They literally suck. So you can't leave it up to the judges. So what I told Islam going into the third round, I said, you got to get busy. I don't know how these judges are judging this. You better get busy. You better get busy. When you're on top of him, you got to get busy. You cannot, you know, not be active. You got to be active. So that was one of the good things that happened. And he ended up pulling a split decision, which, you know, again, he won. And then Gaji, which is our first fight, you know, he fought and he did fantastic. He proved that, like I always talked, that Khabib's guys are strikers. He got hit with a good shin kick to the thigh. He hooked, you know, and then dropped him, followed up with, you know, a few punches on the ground. And the poor guy was laid out bad. Khabib was so worried for him. And, you know, and Khabib was, you know, helping them, put him on a stretcher the whole bit. And throughout the whole fight, Khabib kept asking, man, I wonder if he's okay. Can you ask them? Can you tell Strikeforce to let me know if he's okay? I'm concerned, and legitimately concerned. Legitimately, he was very concerned. He really wanted to know that kid was okay because, you know, he knows this is a sport. This is not where someone needs to give their life for a sport. And so he was very concerned. And, you know, I told them, I go, no, he's okay. They said he's fine. And then we actually ran into the kid in the elevator. Me and Khabib ran into Gaji's opponent in the elevator. And he took a picture with Khabib. He goes, my fan is my wife. He said, my wife is one of your biggest fans. She'd love the fact that if I can have a picture with you. Yeah. So Khabib took a picture with him.
I saw that, yeah.
And that's what it's supposed to be about, you know. You know, it's the hurt business, but it's not the hurt heart business, you know. Right. You have to win. That's how you win. But you don't want the worst to happen to your opponent, man. You don't want that. You want them to go back to their loved ones safe and in good health, you know. Real